Hello, my people. Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shifts. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa, and on today's episode, I want to talk about going forward, all right, about our path forward. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. The quickest path forward can be found in being straightforward. The truth shall set us free. The quickest path forward can be found in being straightforward. The truth shall set us free. Today we'll be talking about something that has the power to break every mental chains, open many doors, and clear the fog of confusions in our minds or in our lives. And that is the truth. But not just truth in some vague philosophical sense. No, I mean the kind of truth that changes everything. The kind of truth that cuts through the nonsense, eliminates the unnecessary, and moves us forward really fast. But here's what I've come to understand. The quickest path forward can be found in being straightforward. The quickest path forward in life can be found in just being straightforward. When we stop dancing around issues, all right? When we stop being, in quote, diplomatic, stop pretending, stop making excuses, and instead choose to tell the truth to ourselves and to others, that is when real progress happens. So today we will talk and look into the power of being direct, the freedom that truth brings, and how shifting towards honesty can transform your life. So let us just go right into it. The question is, if truth is so powerful, why do so many people avoid it? Why do we hesitate to be straightforward? Why do we sugarcoat? Why do we stall? Why do we sometimes flat out lie to ourselves and to other people? Let me give you some few reasons that I've come to realize. Number one is the fear of consequences. That's the first fundamental. Since we are kids, the first major reason why we lie is the fear of the consequence. Let's be real. Truth can be uncomfortable. Telling your boss that the project won't be done on time could mean trouble. Admitting you are unhappy in a relationship might force a difficult conversation. Acknowledging that you've been making excuses instead of making moves means you have to take responsibility. So, to avoid discomfort, we dodge the truth. We dance around it. We tell half-truths or we delay the conversation altogether. But here's what we forget. Delaying the truth doesn't make the consequences to disappear. It just makes it worse. It makes them worse. Think about it. Every time we avoid the truth, we are really just kicking the can down the road. We're just kicking the can down the road. And by the time we finally deal with the truth, the problem is usually bigger, usually messier, and harder to fix. See, wouldn't it have been easier to just be honest in the first place? To just be straightforward in the first place? Another reason why we lie is wanting to control how other people see us. Sometimes we are not just afraid of consequences, we are afraid of perception. We are afraid of how other people see us. We want to be seen in a way, we want to be seen in a certain light. We want people to think we have it all together. We don't want to be judged. We don't want to be misunderstood. We don't want to be looked at differently. So we tell people what they want to hear instead of what is real. We hide our struggles. We pretend we are okay when we are not okay. We overpromise and underdeliver. And let's be honest, what is the point of being admired if it is based on a false version of who you are? True confidence, I believe, comes from owning who you are, with your flaws, with your weirdness, and everything. And people respect authenticity more than perfection. They might not be cool with it initially, but eventually they respect it. More than perfection, more than anything, they respect authenticity. So instead of managing perception, try something radical. Just be real. Just be authentic. And another thing is that most people haven't been honest with themselves. One of the major reasons why we lie is we have not been honest with ourselves. And that is the hardest truth of it all. Sometimes we lie to other people because we've been lying to ourselves all our lives. We tell ourselves we are fine when we are really burnt out. We say we are working on something when we haven't even started. We claim we don't have time, but we spend hours scrolling through our phones. See, we create these little fictions that makes us feel better in the moment, but it holds us back in the long run. And here is the mental shift that I want to, that we need to make, all right, that I want you to make today. If we want to move forward in life, we have to start telling ourselves the truth. We have to start telling ourselves the truth. Where are we really? What is really holding us back? What do we actually want out of life? Because once we face reality, we change everything. We change everything. See, there is a freedom that comes from telling the truth. And that is what I want us to talk about. What happens when we embrace truth instead of avoiding it? That is what we talk about. The freedom that comes with being straightforward. Because once you stop playing games and start speaking truthfully, life gets lighter. I did not say it gets easier. It gets lighter. See, clarity replaces confusion when you start telling the truth. When you are honest, there is no more guessing, no more overthinking, no more stressing about keeping up a false image. All right, you know where you stand. Others know where they stand with you. You know where you stand with people. Other people know where they stand with you. Decisions become easier. Relationships become healthier. Progress becomes faster. Truth simplifies everything. Do you understand me? Truth simplifies everything. And then you stop wasting your time. Have you ever stayed in a situation longer than you should have stayed because you were not being honest with yourself? A job you knew was not right for you, a relationship that had already run its course, a commitment you made out of obligation but never really wanted. A moment you start, this is what I want you to say. No, the moment you start telling the truth out loud, because most times we tell the truth in our mind. The moment you start telling the truth out loud, that is the moment you stop wasting time on things that are not meant for you. And that, my friend, is how you accelerate your growth. That is how you accelerate your growth. See, people trust you more when you start telling the truth also. Think about the people you trust the most. I guarantee that they have one thing in common. They are honest people. They don't sugarcoat things. They don't play mind games. They don't tell you what you want to hear just to keep the peace. No, they tell you the truth, and because of that, you respect them. Now, imagine being with that kind of person. Imagine being that type of person for other people. When you commit to being straightforward, people will trust you more. And when people trust you more, your life will get better. See, trust, that is the foundation of every great relationship. Personal relationship, business relationship, professional relationship. Trust is the foundation of them all. So now the question is, how do I now start living in truth, starting from today? We've talked about why people are avoiding the truth. We've talked about the freedom that comes from embracing truth. Now let us get a little bit practical. How can you start being more straightforward, more honest, and more free today? Here are three major things or steps that I want you to take. Number one, start with yourself. All right, start with yourself. Before you can be honest with others, you have to be honest with yourself. So take a moment today to ask yourself, where am I avoiding the truth? What am I pretending not to know? What hard truth do I need to face? And whatever comes up, don't run away from it, because truth is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Also, practice radical honesty in small ways. You don't have to make some dramatic declaration of truth today, okay? You've not been telling the truth for a while. So start small. The next time someone asks you how you are doing, don't just say, I'm fine, if you are not. That is how you practice telling the truth. If you cannot commit to something, say no instead of making excuses. That is how you practice telling the truth. If you made a mistake, own it instead of covering it up, because every small act of honesty strengthens your ability to be real in bigger ways. And finally, be clear. Be kind, but be clear. Let's be real. Being straightforward doesn't mean being rude, okay? Some people mistake telling the truth from being brutally blunt, but truth without kindness can do more harm than good. Believe you me, I'm a witness. So when you are being honest, ask yourself, how can I say this in a way that is clear but also kind? Because honesty is about clarity. Not just cruelty, but clarity. It's about freeing yourself and other people, not tearing them down. So if you take nothing else from today, take this. The truth doesn't trap you. It sets you free.